Detransitioner speaks out about the harm of puberty blockers. Detransitioner Kat Kattinson joined the Ingram angle to explain several risks and side effects of puberty blockers despite Planned Parenthood saying they are safe. A retired Navy SEAL who became famous nearly 10 years ago after coming out as transgender announced he is detransitioning and called on Americans to wake up about how transgender health services are hurting children. "Everything you see on CNN with my face, do not even believe a word of it," Chris Beck, formerly known as Kristen Beck, told conservative influencer Robbie Starbuck in an interview published earlier this month. "Everything that happened to me for the last 10 years destroyed my life. I destroyed my life. I'm not a victim. I did this to myself, but I had help. I take full responsibility," he continued. "I went on CNN and everything else, and that's why I'm here right now. I'm trying to correct that." Beck gained notoriety in 2013 when he spoke with CNN's Anderson Cooper about transitioning to a woman. Detransitioning woman left heartbroken after irreversible surgery. "I was manipulated. I was used. I was very naive, I was in a really bad way and I got taken advantage of. I got propagandized. I got used badly by a lot of people who had knowledge way beyond me. They knew what they were doing. I didn't," he said during the interview. Beck served in the Navy for 20 years, including on SEAL Team 6. He was deployed 13 times and received more than 50 medals and ribbons for his service. Detransition teen wants to hold gender-affirming surgeons accountable. "What happened to me is horrible." Chris Beck, a former Navy SEAL, speaks during a same-sex marriage rally to celebrate the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals decision in Salt Lake City, Utah, June 25, 2014. Chris Beck, a former Navy SEAL, speaks during a same-sex marriage rally to celebrate the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals decision in Salt Lake City, Utah, June 25, 2014. Reuters/Jim Urquhart/file. Beck said he's speaking out about transgenderism to protect children in the current political climate, that there are gender clinics over all of America. "There are thousands of gender clinics being put up over all of America," he said. "As soon as kids go in and say, 'I'm a tomboy' or 'this makes me feel comfortable,' and then a psychologist says, 'Oh, you're transgender.' And then the next day, you're on hormones, the same hormones they are using for medical castration for pedophiles. Now, they are giving this to healthy 13-year-olds. Does this seem right?" he asked. "This is why I am trying to tell America to wake up." Detransitioner, experts issue warning over American girl pushing gender transitions, protect your daughters. Transgender former Navy SEAL Kristen Beck speaks during a conference organized by the ACLU and the Palm Center in Washington on October 20, 2014. Transgender former Navy SEAL Kristen Beck speaks during a conference organized by the ACLU and the Palm Center in Washington on October 20, 2014. Nicholas Com/AFP via Getty Images/file. Beck said that when he began transitioning, it took just an hour-long meeting at Veterans Affairs to be offered hormones. "I walked into a psychologist's office, and in one day I have a letter in my hand saying I was transgender. I was authorized for hormones. I was authorized all this other stuff," Beck said. File: A protester voices support for the promotion of transgender ideology in schools during a pro-transgender march. File: A protester voices support for the promotion of transgender ideology in schools during a pro-transgender march. Mark Carrison/in pictures via Getty Images. "I had so much going wrong in my system when I started taking those," he added. "Some of that was paid for by the VA, and I'm sorry to the American people that I did that." Beck said he has been off the hormones for about 7 years now. "This is a billion-dollar industry between psychologists, between surgeries, between hormones, between chemicals, between follow-up treatments," he continued. "There are thousands of gender clinics popping up all over our country. And each of those gender clinics is going to be pulling in probably over $50 million. Min News Digital reached out to Beck and CNN on Sunday but did not immediately receive replies.